These are next level features for iOS 17 that are beyond useful. And if you want to download iOS 17 on your device, the developer beta actually is free now. If you do a quick Google search, it's very easy to sign up. But make sure to stay tuned for the very end because there's some cons I want to go ahead and highlight why you may not really want to download this on your main device like I did. But there's a lot of amazing new features coming out for iOS 17, and that is more privacy and an improved user interface. Because Safari, if you actually go ahead and open the private tab right here, is now required to be used with Face ID for you to actually browse your private web browser. In addition to that, if you actually get off from this and go back to your traditional tabs, all your private tabs are gonna always be locked, so nobody has quick access to it anymore. And then with QR codes taking over, now whenever you scan a QR code, the QR code link doesn't move around like it previously used to. It actually does stay on the very bottom, making it super convenient to actually quickly QR code menus and such. And then when you take a screenshot, if you tap on it, not only does it now eliminate any corners like the dynamic island in our case for the iPhone 14 Pro, but if you actually tap the little plus icon right down here, add shapes right here. So not only that, but we also got given more customization options that you can actually do. And then in addition to that, if we actually go into our camera roll and you tap crop, you can just zoom in and tap done to quickly crop something. And then if you have a live photo, you can actually make live photos into your photos wallpapers now. Just unfortunately there's no repeated loop animation. Maybe in the near future, in a future developer beta update, we'll actually receive this endless loop for endless animations. But now if we unlock our phone, we have a live wallpaper now. They are officially back. And then when customizing your live wallpapers or any wallpaper really for your lock page, you know how we have the capability to adjust the font size how we want it to. But if you actually double tap, you can actually reset it back to default. So in case you change your mind, you don't have to do it all over again. You can just double tap and it'll reset. The new clock app also received a new refresh redesign because now whenever you tap plus, and let's go ahead and set a timer for 1 minute. If we lock our screen, we have this new snooze interface. So now you can snooze right here on the very top or stop it entirely. In addition to that, if we lock our screen, it also shows you the time right here that's remaining, and you can actually end it right here. But if we go ahead and unlock our device and set a new timer, and if you long press on the dynamic island, we now have the capability to quickly snooze right here on the dynamic island or just close it all entirely. And then in terms of safety features, nudity or some type of gore, there is now a new filter capability because if you go into your iPhone settings and go into privacy and security and scroll down where it says sensitive content warning, you can actually enable it. And you can actually enable what apps you wanted to have this capability, like your AirDrop message or even video messages. So now with this mode enabled, whenever you receive something like that, you'll actually see a little blurred out image like this, like other social media platforms, and you can tap show if you are ready to see it, or you can just ignore it if it was an unknown sender. So now there's that new privacy section. Now let's go ahead and get into the entertainment and feature side of things, but first, a quick word from today's video partner, Mint Mobile. Are you tired of paying too much for your cell phone mobile service? Well, guess what? With Mint Mobile, you could get a premium cell phone service for just starting at $15 per month. And the beauty about Mint Mobile is that you do not have to give out your personal information to run a soft credits check or something like that, like other cellular provider retail stores typically would. Because Mint Mobile, all they need is just your name and address. Mint Mobile cares about your privacy, and then in addition to that, they don't use a middleman. They sell cell phone service directly to you, which means you don't have to pay extra without any trickery like other cellular providers would. And then if you need a cell phone service for your whole family, Mint Mobile has families plans that just start with 2 lines, so you and your family can easily all stay connected. And here's the best part, you can continue using your current phone that you're using with Mint Mobile. You could also keep your same telephone number if you like, as well as your contacts. All super easy. So ready to also sign up? Feel free to use the link in the description down below and follow this website simple steps. Before you'll know it, you'll be enjoying some amazing cell phone service at just starting at $15 per month. And from my personal experience with them, they're definitely the pioneers in terms of them being the future cell phone provider available in the market. So don't miss out on this amazing opportunity. Sign up today for Mint Mobile and enjoy this affordable cell phone service. Now next is offline maps. To offline maps, all you do is just tap, and then you have the capability to download right here. It'll tell you how much storage it's going to take up, but you can actually download multiple sections of the map as well. You can manage it right here by pressing on your profile icon and then tap on offline maps. And here's where you actually go ahead and manage everything, including the new downloads, the other downloads, and your preference if you want this to be cellular or Wi-Fi, or update automatically in case road conditions change, as well as download enable optimized storage. And you can have a dedicated preference to only use offline. And the cool thing about offline maps is, so long as you have an Apple Watch close by that's linked to your iPhone, your Apple Watch can also utilize offline maps. Now, as time to make this video, I still don't know how you get offline maps directly in the internal storage of your Apple Watch. So stay subscribed. I'll keep you guys updated when I figure out how to do so. Or maybe this feature is just not available as of yet. So make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss that in case you're curious. But that's offline maps in a nutshell, and it works pretty well. And then on the log page, if you actually long press and tap customize, and these homepage widgets, it actually supports shortcuts. It actually creates some very helpful shortcuts on the log page. If you bring out Control Center, if you have like smart home automations, like smart light bulbs and stuff, if you actually long press, you have the capability to RGB control everything, including the temperature, as well as switch and brightness levels right here on the Control Center. And then volume animations and stuff, if you notice, it actually is animated now. It's not like a standard switch. It has like a cool little jumpy animation. And that's not all. If you use the Shazam app, Shazam now will utilize the dynamic island to give you updates, and will continue listening right here, providing you a lot of feedback. Then now whenever you tap the plus icon, you know that this is like the new section for all the apps and other things you may have. But if it's actually long press, you can actually rearrange them to your own personal preference, including the more section. By long pressing, you can actually like move it up or move it down, including adding it to the very top. And then when using CarPlay and you select the music tab, there's now a new share play capability, where it allows others to scan a QR code, and they don't have to be subscribed to Apple Music to utilize this, where they can actually add songs to the music queue. So they could technically become the DJ on your road trips without having to switch iPhones. This works on large DINs and also small DINs. If you need to maximize the QR code, you can always just tap on it and it'll just become full screen. And then if you're sharing a location with somebody, you can actually search them up right on the default map app. And then whenever you're using text message for authentication codes, you now have the capability to delete after use or set up later in the settings. So now if you get a lot of these authentication codes via text message, they will automatically delete so long as you enable it right here. And then when setting payment, if you actually tap on show keypad, on the very bottom you can actually set up a recurring payment method, so you can actually schedule something repetitively if it's something you do monthly or weekly or every other week. It's pretty cool. This way you could do things automatically. Now, when it comes to voicemail and other communications, there's been a lot of problems with this, and many users have been reporting that they've been receiving 3-minute long voicemails. So unfortunately, this has been known to become a nuisance to some. So to disable this, just go into your iPhone settings and go into phone, and just go in the bottom right here where it says live voicemails. Just go ahead and disable this, and now you will reverse back to that previous voicemail message by default. And then if you have the Apple News Plus subscription, there actually is a new crossword puzzle you have access to, which you can find right here where you tap following. I'm not subscribed to it, but right here it should say puzzles, which is interesting because this is actually behind some type of paywall. Newspapers have been having crossword puzzles for free for years now. Majority of them are free, and they offer this feature for free. I'm surprised the news app doesn't give us free crossword puzzles or something. Anywho, in visual news, the weather app received new weather animations as well as new graphs you can have access to. If you actually scroll down right here, you can see average, and the graph will actually show you 1 day previous. Like the previous day, you can actually like tap right here with your finger and see that, as well as the prediction. So this is now new. So just like how the Apple Watch weather app received new animation updates, which was well overdue, it's cool that the weather app on our iPhone also got some nifty, cool new features. And now the camera app also, if you actually take a photo sometimes, there actually is a new leveler that will appear on the screen whenever you're trying to zoom in on an image. I'm having a hard time recreating it, but if I find a screenshot, I'll insert it right here, but there's a line that will pop up sometimes. Here it is. I managed to take this off camera, so you can see the little line. I purposely was moving the camera crooked, so you can see like the line that disconnects, and it's help guiding us to make sure our photo is level So there's a new leveler animation to help us. But that's iOS 17 in a nutshell, paired on an iPhone 14 Pro. If you're wondering what kind of case this is, I'll have a link in the description. It's pretty cool because I could put 4 cards right here, back here, and it has a nice soft material right here. Make sure this thing is military grade for like impact drops in case worst case scenario. But the compatibility for iOS 17 is, unfortunately, the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 10 will not receive iOS 17, but if you have a newer device than the phones I just mentioned, you're totally fine and will be able to receive the new iOS 17 features. But in terms of user experience with iOS 17, it's honestly extremely buggy. I do not recommend. It drains my battery life quickly. Some apps are not responsive and they take a long time to finally respawn. Even after like force closing some of these apps, I will still experience a problem where the app just doesn't respond back. So I don't recommend people downloading the developer beta. Even though now it's actually free to sign up, I still don't recommend it. But I'll keep you guys updated in case the developer beta profile 2 is released soon and resolves some of those bugs. So make sure you are subscribed in case you're curious how an ownership experience is like on the iPhone 14 Pro with iOS 17. Anyways, if you enjoyed, like, subscribe, and feel free to check out that video over there where I cover everything new for the Apple Watch side of things for watchOS 10. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.